What's up, TBH listeners? It's your boy B Heard here to talk to you about Anchor. If you haven't heard, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And let me explain. It's free. The creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer, whichever one you prefer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast with no listeners required. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people all around the world, is another episode of Tyler Bryan Hour, a.k.a. TBH Hour, a.k.a. TBH. I am your co-host, B Heard, a.k.a. Brian, a.k.a. Prince, a.k.a. Prince Vegeta Wealth, and I'm going to pass it to my brethren. Tyler, you want to say something to the people?
What's good, people, is your co-host, Tyler Libra, a.k.a. Libra Morrison.
Oh, we just won today?
Yeah, there's just one.
Okay, all right. And we got a special guest here. I'm excited because, I've always been excited when I bring a guest or when Tyler brings a guest, but it's very rare that I'm actually can say I'm a fan on this person because I didn't know this person before the Instagram. I think I seen it through whether it was Borg or Mike's story of, how they always post the homies. Saw his edits. I'm like, oh, this dude's crazy. And it was nice. Had to follow the boy.
Top tier, by the way.
Top tier quality content. Parker, you want to say something to the people?
Yeah, y'all, I listened to Phoenix podcast before I came here, and y'all are just gassing everybody up.
You know what I'm saying? It might be a little gas. I wouldn't say too much, but we want to make sure that if our audience don't know you, that, you need to know this person. This person is legit. They do what they do. First and foremost, what we've been doing lately with every podcast is we've been tapping into that mental side because I feel like a lot of people don't do that, and I feel like a lot of people don't do it when they mean it. So, Parker, how are you mentally? How you feel?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I haven't had no struggles at all lately. Physically, I need to get back in the gym.
Dude, I got a gut going on.
Man, that's what I'm saying.
Bro, every day I miss, I'm just like, damn, I could have went to the gym. But it's that sweet spot. You got to find that right time. Because where you want to go to the gym, if you don't go right then, it's so much harder to go to the gym.
I be trying to go at 11 o'clock at night, though.
Same. I be trying to go with less amount of people, too. Now, not to beat a dead horse here with COVID, but seeing as you are a videographer and just a shooter and things of that nature, how did that affect you and kind of your business with that?
So when COVID hit, I was doing a lot of freelance, and it was okay. It wasn't as constant, and everybody was kind of scared of it, as they should be scared, right. But it's I hate to say it, but COVID, got me a job, COVID, got me the opportunities to even move up a little bit further with my craft and learn even more with what I wanted to do with it. And that kind of stemmed from Will McIlvain, Southside legend. We were doing those, he had a few people that he'd bring over, and it was just constant filming every day. Neek and I would go over there. And that job ultimately got me the job that I have today. So, yeah, it's tough to say, but it's just COVID really got me where I am today just because of online presence, because everybody was on their phone, and everybody needed social media. Everybody needed podcasts like this, everybody needed videos, and everybody who was able to support themselves through this pandemic up to this point, they needed media, so they were looking for those people and trying to grab them. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Because whether it was like you said, everybody needed media. I come from the world of FGC, so top tournament players that are always focused on tournaments and winning those and playing against thousands of people, they can't do that anymore. So they started focusing on the YouTube content, and then they started fall back and doing things of that nature. And like you said, everybody needed it, whether it was podcasts with Zoom calls, because I've heard some episodes of podcasts with Zoom calls. I hope we never have to do that, because some of them don't sound so good, especially it's one person's audio sounds good, another person sounds like they're on a World Star phone that's in the background with all types of shit. And
potato phone. Right?
Like you said, everybody needed some sort of content. And I feel honestly, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter, if you're not posting some sort of thing on social media, whatever you do, I think you're just behind. Yeah. I think you're just not doing very well in the game. Yeah. just to go back to the mental health thing, Tyler, you know, I got to check on you. How you doing, my brother, on this Monday?
I'm actually doing all right. You know, I had a very busy weekend as far as fucking doing my vinyl hunts and collecting and stuff like that. Fuck, I went to, I think, yeah, I was just, all right. But I'm chirping. But yeah, fucking, it's been a very busy week as far as me tripping out to Omaha and literally finding a record, and then them not having that fucking record, and then me finding it like within like the last 24 hours twice. This is the craziest shit ever. Like, I've been literally looking for Pink Floyd The Wall for like literally a good 2.5 years now, and that shit was bothersome. Like, I couldn't like I can't tell y'all like how crazy it is that like I've like been obsessed with this fucking vinyl.
Hey, so it's a great week.
And shout out to Phoenix, because he's the one that sold me the second copy.
Oh no shit, that's crazy. Shout out.
Phoenix is the guy. He's the man of, you know, I don't know how to say it, but he's that.
I feel like
he's good people.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Phoenix just knows everything about something. Like,
oh yeah.
He always 100%. Like, even if he can't get you what you need or who you need to talk to, he'll find someone that knows that person, and then like send him that way. He's like, oh, what you need, bro? You need the vinyl, bro? I got you. Hold on, let me talk to somebody. It's just like, this man just knows. I don't get it. It's insane. Mentally, I feel pretty good. Like I said, to get Parker on the podcast, I think Buzz will be a great episode, and Abu finally reached back. He's alive and well, so we're going to get him on a podcast sooner or later.
Bro, who got the $50,000 reward on this?
I don't know.
Who cashed in? Be like, hey, he's alive. He's kicking.
My brother, shout out to Abu, and this is the only reason why I'm clowning him on this episode. We're supposed to have a podcast episode with him on it, and like we scheduled it for like 8, and then actually he was trying to make it at 7. I was like, well, Tyler got to do something. He got to be with his mom real quick, so just stay for 8. So I was like, oh, all right. Man, I get here, 8 o'clock come, trying to hit Abu, where you at? Yo, what's going on? No response. 9 o'clock come, 10 o'clock come. And I think me and Tyler was like, well, shit, we might as well do something since we're here for a podcast. Yeah. And that man just disappeared. But yeah, shout out to my brother. I'm doing pretty good.
I almost thought about making prints. Like, this man like on like a shirt, like missing.
Start playing flyers, put them on walls and stuff like that. Honestly, I wanted to go into like QT and just put like it on the back of a milk cart, just back in the day. Have you seen this person? But he's alive and well, so shout out to my brother. He's killing it too with the Lil Ocean thing. Parker, can you talk about that UNI experience? Because that had to be insane. Like, just going there for that pro day.
It's crazy because I know Jalen. I've known Jalen for about 2 years now.
Okay.
And I went to UNI right out of Valley, and I had like 3 classes with Spencer Brown. Like and Spencer Brown is going to be a 2nd, 3rd round draft pick. Helped that man through college. Like, guy that helped him with math, helped him with science, helped him with anything you need. Ellerson Smith, I met him sophomore year. So it's kind of like a mini reunion, you know? Right. And it's like that, it's crazy because, like, all those people are there for those 2 guys. Like, they're honing in. And, like, I mean, you got Trevor Allen there. You got, what's his name? Scott, who's an offensive lineman as well, who played in the Canadian League during COVID, trying to make his name known. And then you got Jalen, who's really, like, blowing up on every social media platform. Right. Shout out Jalen because of the scrubs. I tease him about that.
Man, be killing it on the TikTok. I was on TikTok one day, and then obviously, I'm in the same class as his brother. So then, like, I've known him and been cool with him for a while. So then I'm scrolling on TikTok. I'm like, Jalen James. I was like, oh, ain't that? And I'm like, oh, it's dance. I mean, killing it. I can't even hate. I'm not even mad. I think he got like 1 million or something crazy on
Dude, yeah, he just hit 1 mil, and it's nuts. And he wants Tobias and I to do his vlogs and stuff, and he's about to post that UNI Pro Day vlog. I finally got to it. But yeah, dude, it was such a surreal experience. I mean, you got people. Have you guys ever watched Moneyball? With the scouts in the room. So they had these old guys in the room sitting, and you got Damon, just like, what are we doing here? Because these old guys, like, this is the way, like, this is how It felt like that. It's just like
and then what's crazy too is like, so do you have a favorite football team?
Yeah, it's the Patriots. So,
bro,
I know. Hey, no, hold on. Like ever since like I used to have a Deion Branch jersey, and that's how I got put
classic,
on. Yeah,
classic.
Deion Branch was low key the GOAT that like started everything for that franchise. But
he was definitely, I think he's definitely that slot receiver that kind of don't get that love he deserved.
Oh yeah,
he didn't get his flowers. But the reason why I brought up and asked you if you was like a football fan is because those same scouts, they're the ones that are telling like the Bears, like, hey, bro, draft Mitchell Trubisky. Like those are the same ones that are like, these are the people we need to get on the team. Like those guys, I'm like, because I be thinking like, you know, I played football. My scouting report would have been trash, but like I be thinking, I'm like, damn, these guys have a lot of power for someone that don't really
know what they're doing.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, how hard could it be to travel to these places? Yo, he kind of nice. You know what I'm saying? Fast, strong. We could do it. Like we could draft him. Like I don't know.
It's crazy because I met the Chicago Bears special teams coach this weekend in Ohio. Because his son is the quarterback at Ankeny this year. He's a junior. He's like 6'5".
Ankeny Hawks or Centennial?
Ankeny Hawks. He was at Centennial last year, but like Centennial just runs that triple option, and they're like,
we can't do that. Because
that's not getting you nowhere.
Because actually, Ankeny this year had some cold pieces. I think they had their running back
Harlan.
Yeah, he's going to Iowa. Yeah. I don't know where their quarterback's going though. He was nice too.
I think he's going. He signed with someone in the Sun Belt, I believe. But I think he's going to be there. But from what Iowa and Iowa State offered him, but they wanted to make him a safety or a DB.
Yeah, that's the worst part about that. Yeah. It's like you got if you really believe you could play quarterback, man, you got to go to the right school for that.
Yeah.
So, dang, that's crazy that she was actually there, and like probably a surreal feeling too.
Yeah. It was like a year and a half ago. I was shooting Dowling Catholic rugby videos, and I'm sitting in the Unidome
shooting pro days
with all these men that don't know anything.
Wow, that's crazy. Talk about a come up story too. What was I gonna say? How much footage did you end up getting from that?
I went through a whole 64 gigabyte card, and then I tapped into the 128. I believe there's another 5 gigabytes on that. So,
is that your favorite project you've done so far, or?
No. My favorite project is going on right now. what I'm doing.
Is it wink, wink, nudge, nudge? Can't talk about it right now.
No, we're Neek and I. We've been working with IAP with Ryan Smith. I don't know if you guys know him. They're out in Grimes, but
that's a performance
a performance place. Okay. And they had this safety, Xavier. I don't know how to say his last name. We call him X. He's like the number one.
That's the one from Southeast Polk.
Yeah, he's the number one safety, number 2 cornerback in the nation. But we're doing his commitment video, and we started writing the script and getting the times right and all that. It's just like heading into it because we're going to be filming in the summer because then he's going to announce his commitment, which he narrowed it down to like his top 5, and he's going to release it soon. But, I mean, you got like Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. It's just like, it's going to get like tapped into.
So hopefully he gets a shot and then like be able to put Iowa on the map. Like we got good, talented kids here. It's just you got to come and look. And really, it just like, because for those of you who do not know, and this is my first time meeting Parker, so he might not know, I went to Iowa Western.
Okay.
So like, to see some of the D1 transfers, I ain't gonna lie, at first when I'm coming from Des Moines North, I was getting hold. I was getting bullied. They was putting hands on chest, putting hands on me. I was getting fucked up. But like after, saying that winter workouts and winter workout programs and getting stronger, playing spring ball, I was able to fuck them up. I had, respect of like 5 to 7 yards off the line of scrimmage before I even ran my route. So I was like, that's the hardest thing is like, it's just playing. Like at the end of the day, you just got to play and then do that. But that's insane that you guys are going to shoot his commitment video. That's kind of sick. And the fact that he's going to edit it, so he already has a mind for like social media and marketing.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's tapped, and it's like, it's such a different time. Like when I graduated in 2016, it's like, you put a poster up, people still do that, right. But now it's like, if you're at a certain level, you got to differentiate yourself, and like Bleacher Report and like all these recruiting sites are like, hey, because X has been DMing him and being like, no, like he's doing it. We're going to release the video on this day. So I have to get the video done. Then we have to send it into ESPNU. and then they're gonna play it live, and then he's gonna be at Southeast Polk live, and then talk to like
wow,
3 or 4 people. Yeah,
that sounds so sick.
So
too.
like I'm low key like shitting myself, but like I'm
But are you going to be ready for the fact that like over these? So you know, I don't know if you know this, but D1 football is pretty fucking big around the United States. So you're going to be ready for like over the 500 to maybe even millions of people watching your product and edited video.
Yeah, I'm not stressed. I'm more worried about the kids that are like from here, you know, being like, yo, bro, I'm thinking about committing. And it's just like, you know, I don't want to come across like as a dick, but it's just like, I work so hard to get where I am, like count like hours, like dropped out of college, put in hours and hours and hours at night, staying up till like 4 a.m. Right. And like, I am where I am today because of the work that like wasn't seen. Like people will like see the product, you know, whatever, but it's like, I don't know. It's just like, I feel bad because like there's a lot of West Des Moines kids that go to Valley and walk kid like, yo, dude, I'm committing to like Grandview. And that's not a bash at Grandview, or I'm committing to Wartburg, or, you know.
It's not, but
could you make something for me? And I'm just like, yo, man, I really don't have time. You know, it's just like, I really don't. But
would you think would it be more of like a, you know, like a money situation as opposed to like a time situation, I guess? Because like
if they drop the bag.
Like if they drop a bag, you'd be like, okay, all right.
It's for Wartburg College.
Because at least you know you're getting something.
Yeah.
If, you know.
I mean, I would say it's more of a time thing.
Right.
Because you got to put probably in a shoot like that, like probably 3 hours minimum. Different locations. My boy's calling me, fuck. Different locations, editing, you know, and then like I wouldn't even really repost it or post it myself, you know. It's just like if you're going to Minnesota Mankato, you know, like why would I post that? I know like 60 people that have gone up there, you know, but it's like at the end of the day, it's just like, oh, you want a poster? Yeah, just pay me X amount. I can get that for you, you know, like I'll do that for you. But like a video.
Yeah, because a lot of people I think a lot of people fail to realize too is your video might be 60 seconds, but that's 10 to 20 to maybe even 30 if he really goes crazy. Hours of editing. Like, I'm nowhere near of an editor as Parker, but like,
I couldn't even fathom, bro.
Me just editing a 20-minute video takes 2 to 3 hours if I want it to be somewhat decent, and I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing yet. And I like that's what people fail to realize is how much time and like effort it goes into it. So then to put you on the spot, since we are just, you know, throwing shots in colleges and shit like that, what do you like more? Do you like video shooting more or editing?
Editing. 100%.
Really?
100%. I'm gonna be leaving my job just to be an editor at this. I don't know I can't really. It's this network that's a sport that I've never really watched, but I'm just gonna be a full-time editor in Charlotte, just doing that.
Oh shit!
And
when are you doing that?
And like, what's crazy is like, I don't own a camera. Like, I shoot on Neek's camera. Like, Neek gives me his camera. Like, I have never owned a camera in my life.
Hey, shout out to Neek, bro.
Like, Neek and Phoenix, like, are the two guys in this city where it's like no one has said a bad thing about them. All. Think about it. Then, like, yeah, me, I've done shitty things. I know people don't like me. Do I care? No. Like, because I'm just so in it, you know. But it's like, those two guys, like, I could call Neek right now and be like, yo, dude, like, I'm going to have to borrow the cam tomorrow. I'm sorry for calling you. Like, oh, no problem, bro. Just come down. I'm just chilling, you know, like that type of stuff.
Neek, like, when we restarted the podcast, he was like, bro, get these mics. They're about $30. They're going to work for the time being. And, like, I always was hitting Neek up for questions and all types of stuff like that. I love editing, but, man, sometimes it's harder when you can't put the idea on paper. And like, I have a fire ass idea, but I don't know how to do it. And like, and not to mention, there's so many different ways. I don't know. I'm guessing self-taught.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, YouTube. And like, that's the worst part. It's like when you want to have a specific niche and like this idea, it's like, if you can't find it on YouTube, you're like, you're gonna have to guess and trial and error. But then I know you don't really like editing it as much.
Fuck no, dude.
But I guess that's different for photographers too. It could be.
Because I'd be spending like fucking 3 hours on like 10 photos.
Yeah.
I'd be up until like 2 a.m. just looking at it. And then I was like, then I restart it, then use a preset. Then I'd be like, nah, I don't like that. Then fucking reset it.
I've been there before too. My problem too is like I like shooting and editing that day, like because I feel like I'll get lazy. I guess if that makes sense. It's like,
because like I'll go into like a couple days before I start like editing the photos and stuff like that, which is so bad. I need to stop that shit.
I can't do that.
Dude, so what I realized is like I did the day thing, and now I'm on the day thing again. But like I realized it gives you like a new perspective, especially when you're editing photos. I bet like if you like the shoot, you know, and you revisit it like 2 days later and you don't touch it, it gives you like, you're like, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to do. But if you're excited for a shoot, sometimes you're like, yeah, I'm gonna tap in right now.
Because sometimes you have those ideas where you're like, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing right here.
I always feel better as far as like shooting goes as more than editing. Cause like I'd be thinking, damn, like I don't know how these will come out. Like, you know, some I might have like camera shaker. It might be a little bit blurry and stuff like that. But like, it's not shit that I can't like fix, obviously. But you know, it's like one of those things where like, fuck, man, like now I gotta see it. I gotta like, and I do my editing process at like 11 like nighttime and shit like that. So it's like I see different shit. Like my eyes kind of like I guess like adjust. I guess I don't know. Like I know I don't like shooting anywhere but like my house, all the lights off, everything. Like I got to cut every fucking thing off. Like I can't just be editing in like a coffee shop like other people do. Like because like I get distracted, every noise around me, and then you know especially if we cutting up like in a coffee shop, and I'll be like, man, I've been on this one phone for an hour. Y'all need to stop talking to me. But yeah, I mean, with that. Fuck. I mean, it's just anybody's preference, but like, I just know that I'm definitely more of like a shooter than I am an editor. Definitely.
What about you, Parker? Set the mood. What you like? How you edit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's your like? I guess like routine as far as like editing goes. Like
music in the background. Like
it's crazy. So I usually after a shoot I'll go home, play Xbox, play 2K for like 2 hours, you know, set the mood right, get frustrated at the game. Like, why aren't my shots falling? You know, this man's cheating. He's hitting green. I'm not hitting anything.
Playing against Fall.
Yeah.
PSA out there. If we ever have Mike Falm on the podcast again, don't play that nigga in 2K. He will, what is it, hooky? I don't know. What the fuck is the term called? Is it like hooking where you like bait someone in? Well, oh, bro, I suck at the game. All right, let's play for money and then take your money.
Take your money like
That's
that.
Mike in the 2K for sure.
Yeah, dude. I don't, you know, I'll play just to distract my mind. And then like, I'll take my headphones, I'll bring my laptop, set it on my couch, and I'll see how much I can get done, you know? And sometimes you're so in the zone, you'll shut off your phone and then it'll be 4 a.m. You'll look up, you're like, holy shit, I got to work tomorrow. But then there's other times where like you're struggling and you look at your footage and you're like, man, like I thought I nailed this shit, you know? And it's just like, but yeah, I would say just, if it doesn't go right, I always revisit it, usually hopefully within the next 48 hours, and new ideas if I have it to try and make it work. Cause I got to sit on it for a little bit at least.
See, maybe, I don't know, maybe because it's like I'm in the YouTube video.
I'm telling you, bro, if you go straight into it, unless you really hyped on that project or on that fucking shoot, then like you go into it, you're gonna be looking at the shit like, damn. All right, let me try to edit this. Damn. All right.
Well, like, I think it's because also like I fail at consistency. Like I keep saying that I'm always inconsistent. I'm the most consistent thing in my life is inconsistency. And like if I don't knock that out the way right then and there, that shit gonna sit there. Because I do got some projects that's sitting there right now, but like I could sit and edit for like 7 to 8 hours if I'm really in it and I enjoy what I'm doing. Obviously, I'll get lazier as the time goes on because it's just fatigued and things of that nature. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll.
Yeah, you gotta give it a shot. You just gotta sit on it. And like another thing, like with the editing style that you're doing, like I wouldn't even look at it like this person's doing this. Just go on YouTube and find like shit that you like. You know, just look up like YouTube editing for Premiere. You know, and then you can make it your own, and then you'll just grow with it. You know?
And then see, that's the thing too. Is like it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like the type of content I like to make is because, like I said, I was a commentator, so I like seeing how people set things up in like a fighting game and things of that nature. It's like, how did we get to this point? And like I like seeing the X and O's and angles and stuff, and like breakdowns and things of that nature. So when I do like a fighting game video, I like having the full fight. Yeah, but I know YouTube and attention spans, like you said, social media, where everything's like short, quick, fast, and they like the meme edits, and like the meme edits on my channel be going crazy. So I'm like, damn, y'all really want this? I was like, this takes longer to do, but I don't really like this. So it's like, it's kind of trying to find that balance of like, all right, I could give you this, but I could also do this too, because I want to be able to show like my range. Like, I don't want to be. I think that's the hardest part too about content creation. Is like, I hate being trapped. Like, I like being free. Like, if I want to spend like a week in the dungeon killing it and collabing, doing podcasts, this and the third, I want to. If I want to take a fucking break and not look at anything technical related, I want to be able to do that too. And then that's just the hardest part about all this. One thing I want to get into, and like, you know, with Tyler being a photographer, Parker being a videographer, and then like me with my like YouTube stuff, is how do you guys set like themes? Like for you now, you're on a larger scale to where like, you know, it's probably business involved, so you already have an idea of what you're getting into once you get into it. But like before, was it like, you know, I just feel like shooting some homies playing basketball. I want to shoot these homies working out. Like, how did you go about like thinking of a theme and an idea when it comes to videos? I'll ask the same question for you, Tyler.
I really didn't. I just kind of, you know, like for example, like homies at the basketball court, we're playing like fives on, you know, bring out the camera, you know, if something funny happens, I'll post a clip of it, you know, like stupid stuff like that. And then it's just, I don't know. There was a weird transition time where it's like it hit. And it was like, okay, maybe I could do this and make money with it, you know? And like, yeah, that's the goal, to be able to do that if you're all in for it. But at the same time, it's like you have that thing in the back of your head that's like, you know, like I had my buddy in high school, Alex Fell, who's like really good buddies with Bear. He was known, we always talk about this, like it's like, he was like the photographer guy in high school. You know, he was that guy. Like, if you needed a photo, you go to Fell, because Fell knows what he's talking about. But he knew how to differentiate friends with business in that aspect. And I think every creative hits that wall where it's like, you know, oh, it's my buddy, I got you. Like, let me do that for you. Right. And then when you do that for a certain amount of time, then you're like, no, like, I think I can make more money off it. And it's not even like about the money. I always say it's about the content, I could be shooting, you know, like there's this kid at Roosevelt, that quarterback, Jameis Patton, who's so cold. Like no one's tapped into him. And like that kid's he's either going to be going JUCO or he's going to go to Iowa State. I bet you. But that kid is like, I told him I would do a video for free for you, because everybody's different. You know, everybody's got different backgrounds. Everybody's got different money situations. It's just about the content that you create with them, you know, because, you know, like, hey, like if I do like Jameis, you know, like I'll tap into the Des Moines scene, you know, those high school kids are going to go crazy for a video that he posts, you know, but it's just like, because he's that dude there, you know, but like then with the backlash is like, you'll have like 4 or 5 more guys on that football team be like, hey man, you know, like get like, I'm doing this, like, can we do a video? And then I'm like,
hey, can you make me look nice too?
And it's just like,
bro, I can run, you know.
Yeah, my 40 times 4 or 5. I'm like, you know, like,
we'll see it on camera.
Yeah. Then that's when they begin you the story, the backstory is like, hey, so I got a child. hey, bro, I got a baby mom and everything, bro. You
like,
want
bro, ain't you a freshman, bro? How you got a child already? I think another thing too with that is like, at least with like my mindset, especially with the podcast, and like no one has like, this was kind of like, so we took a 3-year hiatus, and like before there was some people reaching out. I don't know if Tyler knows this, but there's people reaching out. I'm like, yeah, this would be a great episode, but it's like, fam, I don't really know you, and I don't know if this is really gonna gel well. Like I could get like maybe the biggest person in the world but I don't want to get that, and then I don't think it's going to sound organic or good on the podcast. I'd rather get someone I fuck with, and I'm trying to tell like my people and my listeners, Ft.Parker, like, yo, this person's dope, and like all the shit you've been saying already is like, yeah, this shit worked. Like, I don't want to say I'm a fucking genius or pat myself on the back, but it's like, I feel like most people know when they get to certain situations, and in some situations, like you said, it has to be business, because we don't know. It could be a great product. Like, I'm pretty sure you're good at what you fucking do, but we don't know if the shit going to gel, and like this could create something else. But even if you can't, like even if I was that quarterback's friend and say, you know, you're obviously busy, you're obviously like serious about your time. If I can't get a video myself, I'm gonna be there that day he's throwing. You gotta throw to somebody.
Yeah. Exactly. That's I mean, that's the way to do it. Like, it really is. Like, I don't know, but Tyler, what do you think?
Oh fuck! Like
do you go into like, do you see a spot and then like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go shoot that later, or I know the perfect model for this? Like, how do you go about your thing?
It literally just comes just so spontaneous for me. Like, I would literally just I'd be in my car just driving around or going to like a certain spot, thinking about another spot. Like for instance, last night I was just driving around, and then like I looked around my car, I was like, hey, it's dark as hell. What would be a certain concept would be like driving at night, you know, like I think of that, and then it sparks like, oh, maybe I should like do this like on a rainy night or something like that, and then that goes into take photos, take a shot outside the car, rainy night, you know, in front of the windshield, like stuff like that, like it all like kind of just goes like boom, 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 and then I will sit on that idea for like a good, like probably like 3-4 months or so. And like, I mean, granted, I have other ideas, but like that's one, usually when I think of like something like that, I have to like be able to find the right model. I gotta be able to find the right spot to do it. I gotta be able to like make sure I have time, you know, whatever I'm doing that night, make sure that I have time for that. And like, I don't know. It's kind of just, it's always been one of those things where like I just see something, I see it, I know I can shoot it, and then I'd be like, okay, let me see what type of model I could get. Oh, in my head, okay, I know that she will work well in this type of environment, you know? Yeah. And I also like know that, you know, for me, is location's a big thing as far as like safety and everybody goes. Like, cause I mean, we've lived here, I mean, like our whole life. Like, we know places to fuck with and places not to fuck with. So like, I don't know, it's never been like a whole thing for me, but like somebody that's like fucking like out like in like the country or something like that, like in Grimes or Dallas, you know, shit like that, they'd be like,
not to mention, really I love Iowa people, but damn, some of y'all are nosy. Like, y'all can't just see, oh, that person's taking a photo, and I'm gonna just let them alone.
They bring out the phone. They're like, I got you on camera. I'm like, I'm taking photos. What the fuck?
The crazy part about it is that I know they don't try to do it, but like they'd be like, they would like walk into like the frame and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was just waiting till you guys are done." Like, you already walked halfway into the frame. You might as well just go.
Especially if you just walking. Like, I don't get what's the
crazy part about it is that I got this one right. I got this one that was like, "Oh, okay, I'll just wait until you guys are done." I was like, "It's going to be like another like 5-6 shots, but all right." And then like he was just standing there waiting, and then I don't know what he was thinking in his mind, but like he just walks like a very large way, like past like in the background, like I wasn't going to catch it. he did one of those joints, like, all right, like they can't see me, like, dude, like I still fucking see, this lens still sees you, like bro, you're still in the background. Like, I don't know if he thought he wasn't going to be like seen, but
I think I was trying to like set the timer when I lived in Arizona, and like I was on my cousin's skateboard, and I think I was just trying to like record myself, and then like one of my neighbors like saw me, like, "Hey, you want me to hold your phone and record?" I was like, "Nah, nigga, I don't know. First of all, I don't know you enough to have my phone." Like, let's start there. Like, nigga, you touching my phone? I don't know you enough about that. I hold
your phone to record, like.
I mean, at least with me, the themes, like, honestly, that's honestly why I love content creating. It's like whatever I wake up and feel like. If I want to play Mortal Kombat that day and do a Mortal Kombat video, I'm gonna do that. If the homies are playing something, I might hop on that, make that funny, or Dragon Ball or any sports thing. Is really what I want to do on my YouTube.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the crazy thing about it is though is like it don't even have to really make sense like in the going down the road, but like as long as like it's in that moment and you're like, fuck it, let me just do this, and then you go like do it, and then you edit it, and you're like, you know what, I'm glad, like, you know, I did this shit. Or like it's always like one of those things where it's like 50-50, and I'm willing to take the chance on the other side of the 50, you know, as far as like this could be dope. Like I'm glad I took a chance on this,
bro. Like
then if it comes back trash and a dud, then I was like, all right, fuck it, square one.
But speaking of trash,
like what, dud, like what's the worst that could happen? Like, all right, shit, cool.
My nigga, I don't know. Like, I want to know if I'm the only one in the room. I swear to God, some of my trashiest shit has gone crazy. Like views out the woo-wah. Like, yo, this is great. I'm like, fam, I didn't do nothing. This was ass. Like, how come y'all watch the shit I actually edited and put time in? I was like, oh my God, that's happened to me so many times. And then at least with the podcast, honestly, social media and just seeing all the dope shit. Like I could see a Tyler photo, a Parker video. I could see a girl twerking. I'm like, yo, I want to get all of them on the podcast. I don't know how the fuck that gonna sound. That's usually what my timeline would be.
Diversity,
like. Man, that's all we about. We don't discriminate here. But literally, like my timeline be like dope people doing this, some mental health stuff, some twerking, some wild shit, and like all in the same scroll. Like my thumb just went up once, and that's how my timeline be. And I like that honestly for the podcast, like I said, it's somebody. If Tyler says, "Yo, I'm gonna get this person on the podcast," I trust that like all his models have been great.
The thing, bro. Like I know, like us as creators, it's crazy to think that like how many like actual like friends that we have that do the same shit. Like, cause I'd be scrolling through like, bro, I ain't got no regular niggas on my shit. Like ain't nobody just posting like a selfie or anything. Like I see like dope photos, I see videos, vinyl collections and shit like that. Like, bro, I was like podcast shit. Like,
I didn't realize how crazy the city was. It's so funny how like people will always talk shit about Iowa and want to move. I mean, maybe if I like was older and I had my shit, like my life figured out and then I could raise a family, I would definitely raise a family here. But like, man, so many people talk so much shit about the city, and the city is so dope, and like people are actually killing it from the city and still in the city. So
I think most of that, and I don't know, I think most of that is because people don't like seeing other people like work together, like maybe like, oh, that shit's fake, you know, they ain't like that in real life. But the thing about it is like we all like that, and we're like we all are cool with each other in this city in real life.
Yeah,
you know,
I think there's a lot of Twitter warriors
I believe that
nowadays. I think that it's you know, I'm buddies with, I grew up with this guy. Sorry,
no, you're good.
And Muse, and you know, I always thought that this city was predominantly a content creation city, whether that's either that or a closed city, because you got everybody tapping in to the close. I mean, and Ant gave me some advice, and he was like, because he's doing his own thing, you know. Like I was there when we were in my basement. He's like, I think I'm going to put some clothes together. I'm like, what would you put? And he's like, my last name. And I sat there, I was like, I'm like, what? I'm like, he's like, no, dude. Like, and then like his sister got in the shot because she knew the guy of the old touring band at Skizzy Mars, and it's led up to this, you know. It's just like, and then you got the other side where it's like, you got people, I'm not gonna say names, but you got people that are so bored at home that got nothing to do but scroll through Twitter and love to start beef. And you got people that move out of this city that love to start beef, but like they got no association with the city. Like you moved out of there and you're doing your own thing. Why not focus on your craft and do it and build it, you know? And it's just like, I think this city's very talented, whether it's music, whether it's clothes, whether it's content creation. I think there's a lot of opportunities here. And I think it's the 2 years that I've been immersed, and the more you're immersed in it, the more you get to know people, and oh, they do this now? That's sick, you know? But it's like, you got these haters. I hate saying the word haters, but you got these people that just like love to stir the pot. Like, saw some stupid shit on my timeline the other day. It was like, I can't trust Des Moines rap or Des Moines music because of these people associated with. It's like, what? Like, why are you tweeting that? Like, you don't need to.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's like, who gave you the right to like give you a Twitter? Like, what are you doing? But it's just like, I don't know. I always like look from afar and like just make jokes about it because it's just like it's so funny because it's like
he'd be clowning because he'd be clown, bro. Parker would be clowning up in the group chat, dog.
It's so easy to hate you than ask you for help.
Oh yeah,
because it's a like I get it. You know what I'm saying? I keep saying like I got Saiyan's pride. Like, you know, Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta. Like I got Saiyan's pride. Like I'll be a prideful motherfucker. But
nobody wants to see somebody doing the shit that they want to do.
Yeah,
and that's point blank fucking facts. Period.
But then see, you could be jealous or you could be envious because I see Parker shit, I get motivated. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta go crazy with some sort of edit. I don't know what the fuck. I edit like 2 stick figures fighting each other. Make that shit like dope. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but like I see that shit. I see what he's doing. I see what Borg's doing. I'm like, okay, I need to step up my video edits. What am I doing? Like they're doing what I want to do.
The crazy part about it is that like not anybody in the city is like a number 1, number 2, number 3, bro. Like if you do your thing, you do it. Like fuck, ain't nobody saying like, oh, this is the top.
I'm the hottest in the city. Like, no.
Yo, he the boss, you the underboss, bro.
I bet you know what I think it is too? It is maybe that's probably why they think somebody could be potentially top or like in the city or something like that. Is like, they might not even fuck with Parker. They don't follow Parker. They don't know this nigga at all.
Who the fuck is King Park?
Listen. But check it out, though. Check it out. Nigga, you gonna see Mike repost that shit. You gonna see Borg repost that shit. You gonna see B Heard. You gonna see Tyler. You gonna see all these people repost this. You're like, God damn, everybody fuck with this dude. It's like there's 500 people reposting this.
Yeah, it's it's so funny because like Mike and Tobias and I go back and forth, and it's just like Mike's like, Tobias, when you dropping the crown, and then like, Tobias,
the craziest thing.
Tobias be like, I gave it to Park a month ago after he dropped that. I'm like, bro,
I gave it to Cole.
And I was like,
Cole over there.
I was like, bro, I didn't even get it in the mail, like some shit like that. Like I'm just
that shit ain't even shipped yet.
Like, bro, it ain't even here, bro. What you mean? I got the Burger King crown, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love hyping people up because like I try to spoke it into fruition, that honestly, I want the best podcast in the city. Like, I want people to listen. I want people to fuck with it. And then, like, Phoenix, obviously, he has a podcast, and he was telling me about his shit, and then Neek, and then he was putting me on to other people. And I'm not, like, I could easily be like, what? There's other people that do the podcast. No, I was like, all right, I'm going to listen to these niggas' podcasts, figure out how to get them on my podcast, and then vice versa.
It's crazy, because, like, even, like, Manny bought that space, and, like, I was on Instagram scrolling, I was like, I was like, dude, like, that motherfucker put, like, his girlfriend painted FD and, like, some 3D thing, and he's got all, like, the little caricatures and, like, whatever. I'm like, dude, like, I don't even think it's, like, top of it. I think it's, like, everybody's got their own style. And it just takes time to get people to, like, I used to post, like, hey, like, share my video, like sign the DMs. When I first saw him, like, hey, bro, do you think you can, but that's how everybody learns different ways. Like now my Instagram, I'll be very real. Like I'll post some, like, I used to post a bunch of stupid shit, like a blacked out drunk at downtown Des Moines on Court Ave, like stupid shit like that. But it's just like, I use my Instagram as like my business page. Like I just like post whatever I want, whatever I think that like, I don't think when I post, I used to think, oh, they'll like this, like they'll fuck with this, I'll hit like in the back of my head now.
Get 100 likes each.
Exactly. It's just like, I don't post stuff for that, and like, I think, and I was talking to Dom about this yesterday because Daphne and I, like, we grew up together from Indian Hills at 7th grade all the way to now. And it's crazy to like, look at the journey that we went because I saw Dom down bad like last year working at 300 and he didn't want to work at 300, but I told him he had to get a job and find someone, and he linked up with Talon and all of them, got the job at 300. But I saw Dom at his lowest of the low, and he saw me at my lowest of the low a year ago, the year before. And it's just like, it's just a process. It takes time, but it's a process, you know, it's a grind, you know, and like, once you get that shot, you just run with it. You don't look back. And like, that's nothing. I never look back at anything I post. Like, yeah, sometimes I'll be drunk as hell, like just scrolling through my, I'm like, I did this, you know, like I'm looking at this, I'm like, really? Like,
but I think it's also better if you post it versus your homies, because your homies will do you so bogus. They will post some of the craziest shit. Because you be like, oh, I had a decent night. I'm like, nigga, I don't know. Snapchat says otherwise. You see all these DMs you slid in, bro? What you doing? You was down with that. That's why I don't get too lit. I was like, nah, I gotta be able to walk home and drive and all that shit. But yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of Instagram, is I had to learn that lesson, because like, it's not like I was trying to upload an image, but like I was hindering like my gaming content on my Instagram, because I'm like, nah, I want it to be like more selfies and family pictures and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know, I could be getting a bag right now. Like, all it takes is 10,000. You get 10,000 on Instagram, you could have the swipe up link. And I was like, shit. Once I heard that, I was like, yo, I'm trying to get ads and sponsors and stuff like that, because people are getting paid to post.
Oh yeah. Right.
So it's like, that's an untapped bag that a lot of people like fail to realize, because everybody's, you know, egotistical. Like, no, I need to have my Instagram perfect and it's only pictures,
same colors, same whatever, same grid,
same theme. I was like, yeah, that's cool, but if you ain't getting no money from it, it's stupid. Like, just post what you want. And that's what people fail to realize too.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I used to be like that too. Like, as far as like, you know, why? Because that's what takes me, honestly, that's what takes me so long to edit. Or like, that's what takes me so long to like post. Like, I'd be looking at it, I'd be like, man, what am I going to get out? Like, am I going to get this many likes or stuff like that? It's like one of those things. Like, I cared about that so much. And like, this is why like I go on these hiatuses and stuff like that. Like, I got like take time to process and think to myself, do I really care about what the fuck? Like, you know, these people, like, everybody, like, think, like, as long as I'm posting, I feel like I'm good. Like, as long as I'm consistent, I'm good, you know? So, like, it's just one of those things where, like, I had to fight with for a while, but, you know.
Hey, you definitely got to post on Instagram outside the Instagram world, because, like, motherfuckers will see your story and you'll have, like, story numbers be stupid. And then you like look at your post, like, man, I only got 5 likes on this motherfucker. I know y'all saw this. I know everybody here probably did that. Oh, let me go ahead and delete this real quick. Post this at a better time. It's great.
You gotta delete it. Hey, you gotta repost it in the morning. When
not 9 a.m., but let them sit on it.
Nah, because I ain't gonna lie. There's some of my homegirls I'll be posting at like 2 o'clock. I'm like, you know, ain't nobody finna see this, right? I'm like, I ain't finna like this shit. It's 2 o'clock. Think you gonna catch me in 4K? You gotta be fucked. I'm not finna do that. Oh my god, that shit is funny. Just to tap into
unless you just got clout to post at like 2 o'clock in the morning, you get like
some niggas are just built different. Some niggas smooth 150 be the dumbest shit. I'd be like, wow, let me hold that. But
I can't even break 100 sometimes. You know? Like,
dude, yeah. I used to. There's a time when I came back from Iowa City and moved back in with my parents, I was just posting like. I was doing concerts heavy, you know, like going to Woolies, going to Iowa City, you know. I even tapped in with like Raj and Dan Green and helped send them up with like 515 promos, like all that type of shit. And then it's just like, I realized when I got into it, it was like, yeah, like this is short term, you know, this is for likes. This is to get my name. And it wasn't even about connections. Like my biggest thing is connections now. It's just like, this is about like, oh, look who I shot, you know. And it's just like, and like, I'm not dogging nobody like in the city that does that, because I get everybody has their own niche, and that's the beauty of content creation, you know, and everybody grows with it. If you stick out with it for a while, you know, it's just like, I
feel like you just get burned out a lot.
100%.
Because like, you just be like, because like, I feel like that, you know, oh, I shot this person. Like, oh, I shot this, you know, hey, look what I'm doing, bro. You see where I was at? Like, you just get so caught up in that just like the shit starts dying off for you. I feel like it just gets boring to you. And, you know, that's kind of like how like I was starting out, you know, and like now I'm just like, man, like I'm just doing it to do it. Like,
it is what it is. That's what I always say.
Man. I mean, like, I guess the thing that
kind of got me burnt out.
Because you're so caught up on what motherfuckers are thinking,
true,
as far as the photo goes.
But it's not even that. I think what got
the content, whatever you do.
What like got me burnt out is like niggas like will not post your shit, kind of. And it's like, you don't even have to, my nigga, I tell people this proudly. Don't even listen to podcasts if you don't want to. Just retweet my shit. Just put it out there, because you're going to find someone that's going to fuck with it and they're going to love it. Because I swear to God, I've had people, and these some close friends. I ain't going to name no names, but I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Me and Tyler bring the podcast back. And they're like, oh, word, that's good. I'm happy for you. I was like, yeah, you going to listen to it? No. Damn, all right, motherfucker.
5-10 minutes.
I respect it. I was like, well, damn, that's fucked up. But all right, well, at least share it. You know what I'm saying? Put it out there in the universe, because that's another reason you build connections. Because it's like, you might not talk to this person, but that person knows exactly who you need to meet to do that. Because like, I've had people, I had some homies back home or like back in Arizona, and they're like, oh, bro, guess who I'm getting on the podcast? I'm getting this person, that person. All right, nigga, if it, you know what I'm saying? Nobody listens to me. Don't do nothing. I was like, you get those people who you might have a short-term relationship or whatever like that, but I always think big-term. Like, if I got money to go, I'm bringing this nigga back and he gonna shoot something for the podcast. I don't know what. I don't know how we can do a cool-ass video for a podcast, but, like, that's where my mind goes. I'm thinking, like, 5 moves ahead, because, like Phoenix said on last week's episode, I'm trying to make sure everybody eats. Because, like, when Tyler first came to me about doing this podcast, I wanted to make sure that he's free so he could do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, I want to make money off of this somehow, some way. So, like, I could have my bills paid and, like, do whatever. He could have his bills paid, do whatever. If we bring in the guests, say, I don't know,
bread.
You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe have complimentary water, video shoot. And, like, I always try to put it on my YouTube channel. So, if, like, even if one person follows Parker after this, I feel like I did my job as far as the podcast host and, like, what I want to do as far as content goes.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It really is.
Content creation is the fucking devil sometimes, dude. It's like you got to sit there and balance it. But once you find the balance,
because it's almost like, because I don't know. I know everybody felt this way. Everybody like want to be introverts and like left alone and not bothered, because everybody's like, fuck people. But content creation is the biggest I need.
Like, literally, you're dealing with visuals, so like you have to be able to like put something out. Like, you can't, like, I feel like for me, for a while, I just felt like, because I was going through like this hiatus of photography and everything, I just felt like a hangouter. Like, I was with all you guys, but I wasn't like producing. Like, I wasn't really doing anything. I was just chilling with you guys. And like, for me, that's kind of just like honestly, like, I can't, like, I feel like I can't really hang out with, like, you know, my boys like that, because like they're all content creators, and meanwhile I'm not doing, like, I'm just trying to like work on me, you know. Like, I feel like that's one thing that I struggle with too. Like, it's like, man, like, these guys are all on a different level of doing their thing right now, and like me, I'm just chilling, you know. Like, I feel like, and that was like one of those things that, like, I guess I kind of needed to realize that, like, hey, you know, everybody knows what you can do and what you do, so like, I wouldn't even trip about it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because not to mention too, like, bro, I swear, it is so funny. YouTube might be the funniest comment section, I swear. Maybe Reddit, I don't know, one of the two. But like, you'll have one person like, oh man, this was dope. This saved my day. This was the greatest part of my day. You know, one person, this shit sucked. I don't know why you doing this. This edit was trash. And you just like, back to back. And you're like, yeah, bro, I might as well do my own thing. I don't know what the fuck. But to finally talk about,
hey, you always get those one outsiders, like, who, like, that be at the move or whatever. They like Shorty or somebody come up to you and be like, oh yeah, so all your friends are creators, what you do?
Yeah. I think that was that last one.
Oh yeah, you know Parker, Neat, all them, Board, yeah, all them. Oh yeah, their content is dope, man. They take some dope ass photos. What do you do? Oh shit, I guess.
Dude, it's kind of crazy though, because
I've seen that happen a couple times. I was like, damn, man. Shit, I've been a part of that one time.
It's like, it's not that like people like videographers and photographers like coincide with each other, you know, like in the city, like it's like everybody has their own shit, you know, but it's like at the end of the day, like if people are gonna like, oh yeah, they're their own group, but they do their own thing,
right?
You know, and that's what makes it special. It's like Borg's tapped into, you know, anybody in the city can come to Tobias and be like, yo, dude, I'm thinking about, like, I wrote this book. Can you take some photos of me? Right. Or, hey, I got an idea for a music video. Do you think you can do it for me? With Mike, it's like, yeah, let me go to Hawaii and take pictures of fine ass girls. But like, he'll come back to Iowa and people will see that. They'll be like, yo, Mike, you take photos of me, yada, yada, yada. Neek, oh, I want to do this like promo, but it's like not a promo, but I want to do it for my album, you know, like everybody has their own niche with it, you know? And it's like, I think at the end of the day, it's like, if you're comfortable with what you're doing, that's good. But how do you push it in that, it's not a persona, but in that content creation, you know? And it's just, everybody wants to take the leap and say, oh, this is going to get me here, and then I'll just build off that. It's baby steps. It's literally baby steps.
Because like with us being what we do, like we, no pun intended, we kind of like create our own little world, you know, as far as like what we decide to do with our 24 hours every day. Like we decide to work on something that looks dope. Yeah. You know, as far as like visually pleasing to like our friends, family, or whatever the case may be, you know, and like that definitely sets apart from like everybody else on the outside looking in, because it's like one of those things where it's like, fuck, like, okay, you know, these group of people, all these photographers, all these videographers, you know, all these podcasters and stuff like that. Okay. And then like for somebody looking outside in and seeing like that one person that like kind of is just like a hangouter, you know, and it's like, cause like you assume everybody like is like doing something, you know, like everybody in that group is doing something. Yeah. And like, that's one thing that, you know, it's kind of crazy. Cause like, I mean, I don't shame, like if you're my boy, you my boy. Like, I don't care if you fucking just work with like a regular job or whatever. Like you still, if I've known you for a long time and I fuck with you, then I'm going to continue to fuck with you, you know, like.
But we might have to talk about it. Cause I'm like, damn, bro, you don't want to do nothing. Like you just want to work. That should be crazy to me. It's like, nobody's like, yep, I just want to work my 9 to 5 and go home. Like,
I like looking at shit. Like I like looking at my boys' pics. I like looking at their videos.
But then, like, to piggyback off what she's saying, and I don't know if Mike knows this, but definitely, I think that last event that we went to, it wasn't the move, but it was the one I went to. I definitely got hit with the, oh, Borg, I know you, Tyler, I know you, Mike. Oh, who are you? What do you do? I just, after a while, I was like, yeah, I did this. I'm standing behind Mike's bunch of the pictures. And it was just some random girl I don't know. I never talked to her again. I was just like, damn, bro, I am getting
crazy part about it, because I can see the situation happening too.
Because it's just like after a while, you're like, damn, all my homies and shit. Like I know I ain't shit now, but damn. Another thing with this content creation, to finally end this topic, but be a sponge too. I feel like a lot of people are dead set. Not saying that if you're a photographer, you could be the photographer. If you're a videographer, you could be that. If you're a YouTuber, you could be that. I'm not saying you can't be that, but I'm saying be a sponge in the sense of you might not shoot what you want to shoot right now. Like just shoot to learn and like figure it out. Because you might be dead set on doing like something that Parker does, but Parker is Parker, so he's the one that's doing that. So you might have to find your own lane in whatever you do. Sometimes it takes longer than, you know, some people get it like this. Some people happens overnight and they just figure it out. Other people got to go up and down, have these trials and tribulations that they just go through about it. And that shit's hard, but stay the grind, man, because I know definitely every time I work a 9 to 5 or I go to work, I'm like, yeah, bro, fuck this. I got to make it.
You're going to feel more fucked up quitting.
Yeah.
Everything that you've worked for as far as like your work goes and everything that you put into it. Because like I've seen like literally motherfuckers invest thousands into their craft, and like there's almost like no quit. Like you would probably literally kill yourself if you like were to like think about it and be like, I'm quitting this shit.
Yeah,
you know, like, and that's one thing that's like cold about it. But like, fuck, you just gotta keep going, man. Yeah, look, somebody's gonna like your shit. Somebody's gonna fuck with it. Somebody's gonna post it.
Yeah, hopefully.
Eventually.
Yeah, just keep grinding for any content creators out there. But to go to a funny topic real quick, because we still got a few more that I want to touch. Just 2 more after this one. Say you go to a grocery store, right? You You buy like a candy bar, you buy something. You know what I'm saying? You get your change back.
So you still buying candy?
Hold on, listen, Nick, bro, listen. Follow me for a second. Follow me. Say, you know what I'm saying, you go to the grocery store, you buy a candy bar, you just need some change back, all right? So, you know what I'm saying, you spend like $2. You buy 2 candy bars, you get like $1.92 back, something like that, right? When the clerk hands you this dollar, say you get an Usher buck back. What you finna spend?
Bro, I legitimately can't believe y'all told me this.
So for those of you who do not know, I don't know if it happened today, but at least Twitter was trending and talking about it today. Usher, gotta let it burn, the singer, the talented musician that did everything, and like everybody knows him as a Hall of Famer as far as R&B goes. Probably could beat anyone in the verses if we gonna put that out there with a 20 for 20 because Usher got hits. But this nigga went to a strip club. We don't know what strip club. And he made it rain. You know, he was thinking, all right, I should make it rain. I ain't nothing. No, he made it rain with dollar bills with his face on it. In a strip club. Where these females were dancing butt-ass naked to make money. He gave them Usher bucks. And I don't know if y'all know this, but
how mad would you be if you was a stripper? Dude?
He's just throwing ones. He's got like 7 of them. He's just going like this. He ain't even going like this. He just
throwing it like at you like, ah.
Like, dude, like, it's not currency. Like, so, like, I can't do anything with, like, I'm just looking at, I would literally, if I was a stripper, I'd be looking at this shit for a solid minute and a half. Just mad as fuck. And then to be mad as fuck and having to pick up the ones.
Bro, like, because what's crazy too is like, you know, like, obviously I'm not, like, obviously y'all know I'm black, but like, Usher got a darker face than the president's on the fucking dollar bills as it is, so you don't see a darker face. You're like, what the fuck is that? And then put your fucking foot on it. And you know what's nasty too, just to think about it and roast Usher, is like, what if this thing came with some briefcase? Because, you know, obviously motherfuckers come with a big ass stack.
That's disgusting to think about, man.
Yo, imagine this nigga going to Staples and print all these Usher boxes.
That's like some shit that you do like if you're like a guest at like a celebrity at like a basketball game or something like that. And you just
that's like some arts and crafts shit that you just frame like, oh yeah, I made me on $1.
That's crazy as hell, man. I better not ever.
So you know, we was just talking about content creation. Say someone offering you about 20 G's. They offer you about 20 G's. So then you get that money and it's Usher bucks. You go feel some type of way. I might have to stop a nigga out to let it burn if they give me some Usher bucks. I swear to God, bro. I swear. What was he thinking in 2021? Like, it's a pandemic. These bitches don't need
the fact
my
that
money.
this man has millions, literal millions.
He spent money.
The fact that he probably would spend money to get in there, like actual currency to get in there.
Probably spent money. You know what's nasty too is if he had actual cash on him. Like if he had legit money, and it was like, yo, let me get the VIP section. Just I had girls. Hey, you know, it's so bad because you know the strippers were probably like, "Girl, Usher here. Get the fuck, Usher's here. What? I'm gonna go dance with Usher.
Usher buck.
Gotta let it burn. Somebody said, I'm about to let this money burn.
Fucking disgusting, man.
Bro, because it's like I saw Usher tweeting and or trending, and I'm like, what the fuck is Usher trending for? And so I kept saying money. I'm like, this ain't go broke. And then I just saw it. Oh, that shit's stupid. Oh my God. Yeah, I definitely don't think we're putting Usher on any money.
Mark.
So
I'm pussy. Yo, hold up.
Oh my God. It was a meme of like some rapper, just had a wad of cash and he's like, find Usher here, like I'm pussy. Shit was great. That was a good laugh today.
Twitter's the funniest shit ever.
Twitter. And I know how everybody keeps memeing like, oh, how is Twitter free? But they need to keep that shit free. Because I feel like we only getting these type of jokes because that shit is free 99.
Make a Twitter premium.
What would Twitter premium even look like? I don't even. What would
you know how wild it would be?
Like, but that's the thing is, Twitter's already wild. Yeah. So what the fuck is gonna come with an edit button? Like, how wild can it be? Oh shit! Like, And then the worst part is when somebody quote tweets something. It's like, nigga, you know I can see you. What's the meme you saw now?
Yo.
You know the meme where Diddy's looking at his money and he's like looking at dollar bill like, what the fuck? It was he's like, what Usher?
Bro, I can't stand it.
But speaking of Twitter news, you mentioned earlier today, and it's actually great. It's a good segue into sports that you're a Patriots fan. How I know you had to feel some type of way of Edelman retiring.
Edelman, yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, the Patriots will always have that slot receiver that just does whatever he does.
I bet you they get it in the draft. They might not even get it in the draft.
It'll probably be a quarterback somehow. Like he'll be coming from Western Illinois, something like that. But like
some small town college, just that dog.
But Belichick's sitting there one-on-ones. He's like, go left, go right, But he's no, yeah. I mean, people forget like. I don't know. Edelman was kind of like, Branch is the one that really started it, but then it turned into Wes Welker, and then we added, Hogan to the mix a little bit. But Edelman and Hogan Edelman came first, but then Hogan was a good piece with it. But it's like, I'm not really worried.
Amendola for a minute.
Oh yeah, Danny was fucking cold. That's what I'm saying.
Literally catching everything that moves.
Well, it's just like
that's the thing too. Is like a lot of Patriots fans. Not saying you, but like we got a toxic one that's our boy. But they're like, he was always like, Tom Brady ain't had no weapons. So I was like, you had a lot of fucking options.
Dude, we had Moss for a season too, and that was nuts. That was probably the craziest I've ever seen the Patriots go was when Moss was on that team, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, like we're gonna win it all. We're gonna go undefeated.
Did y'all had AB for 8 games?
Did Randy Moss only play 1 year?
Yeah, or was it 1 or 2 years? It might have been 2 years.
Because I think there was a time where y'all had, I think, Wes Welker, Ocho Cinco.
Y'all had
Gronkowski, Aaron Hernandez.
Like just those 4 receivers alone are like the most tight ends too. Yeah. But those guys, that's just so many weapons, bro. It's actually insane. So how did you feel about Cam's season last year? I think he'll be better this year.
I think he kind of just got thrown into the mix. It's just like everybody. So high school and NFL are 2 different things, but it's like everybody was so high on Valley heading into the season. Like, oh, we got this 4-star quarterback coming from Colorado. Everybody's dogging him now. He's like, oh, he ass, like he sucks. Bro got thrown into the mix. Right, he had a week to prepare for the first game. Like Cam didn't know if he was going to have a job. First off, that's totally different. Second off, you're going into a Belichick system. It's his way or the highway with it,
And not to mention, like,
I feel like that's a hard, offense to go into because, like, I feel like everything that Belichick does is so like critique. It feels like it's so like tedious that like it's going to take a while to learn.
Yeah,
because they won that first game. They looked they looked really good against Seattle, and then unfortunately that sweep to the left, it just didn't work out, so they didn't get it. Obviously, then Cam gets COVID. So not only you're trying to learn Bill Belichick's system, you didn't have an off season in the Bill Belichick system. You get COVID, then you got to relearn the offense as it keep going. And like, I wouldn't wish that on nobody, no matter how smart of a football player and IQ you have. Because the one thing that, I would say this probably for any sport, but like football, most definitely, it's one thing to play a sport, but when you're thinking and playing a sport, it's so hard. It's so hard. Like all of your athletic abilities kind of go out the window because you're like, am I supposed to be here? I don't know what I'm doing. Who would you want to see them draft or pick up?
That's tough because it's like we had all these free agents. We went crazy for that first day of free agency. We were getting everybody.
That is true.
I could see
he was spending them Usher bucks.
He went crazy with Usher bucks.
I could see them. I don't think they're gonna draft anybody high. I think what they're gonna do is maybe a play is give them picks. I don't even know what the picks are. I'd have to look them up. But it's like
I'd imagine
Belichick, he'd be like, bro, I don't need no first. I don't need no second.
I'll take the 6th.
Hey, bro, that's where I play.
Yeah. I would like to see them get a quarterback, but like I think everybody's too hard on the quarterbacks nowadays where it's like, or they put them
backup.
Stidman.
Stidman?
I could see, I think.
Yeah, Stidman's like, we put him in, and it's like, yeah. And he's been there that would have been his second season, and it's like, really? Like,
only reason, like, I don't want to wish, pray against someone's downfall, but everybody was like, oh, Stidman's going to be way better than Cam.
That's what I thought in the beginning, because I was like, Stidman's mobile, he can throw on the run. I don't know how Cam's body is. Cam came in and, like, did his thing. Like, people don't realize, like, Cam didn't really have the weapon. Now he's got the weapons.
Not to mention,
minus Endelman.
That man's body is so worn and tore, though.
Not to mention, that's also his, like, first full healthy year after the arm surgery. So now that he's actually getting more of his strength back and stuff like that, he'll be better. And then that's what when Stidman wasn't playing that good, I was like, I bet now y'all still Stidman. I mean, Cam wasn't playing great either, but I was like, it's better Cam than fucking Newton.
Yeah. I fuck with Cam Newton. I love his persona with it too. Like you'll get on IG and it'll be a Saturday and I'll just be in the pool doing a workout and I'll have the Joker, the Dark Knight audio with it. I'm like, this motherfucker is like crazy. He's different.
Bro, I knew he was built different when his captions have that special font. And he always types in that. But then what's funny too is it's not funny that he got it, but that nigga like wearing a mask after he caught COVID, but like in regular English. So it's like, this nigga sick. Oh my god. I'm assuming you're a big basketball fan. Who's your NBA team?
I really don't have an NBA team. I like watch. I was a fan. I like seeing free agency just fuck up the world.
I do too.
I really do. Like I like getting on Twitter at 2 p.m. and seeing breaking news, whatever. James Harden in the Nets, But then you sit there and you're like. You pick out. I always do like a preseason, like, oh, this team's going there. I thought the Rockets I was really high on the Rockets this year after they got Oladipo and everybody, they're going to make it work, get Boogie back kind of where he was. But it's like, Boogie ain't the same Boogie.
Yeah, it's crazy how much of a difference.
Yeah.
That's not gang signs wall. They need gang signs wall. But it's crazy how much of a difference that Harden made. Like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, you know who I think's going to win it in the West, though? I think it's going to be the Nuggets.
Really?
Aaron Gordon, and as he fits in that system.
Did he get traded there?
Yeah, Aaron Gordon's on the Nuggets now.
That's kind of tough.
And like everybody's like, oh, just wait for LeBron and AD. Yeah, that would be fucking sick to like see it. Like I wouldn't care.
Crazy part about it is that motherfuckers are still saying Clippers. Like
they're moving in silence this year. They don't got no media attention.
It was crazy because that was crazy because they was really cutting it up with the Clippers. They thought
But what's crazy too is like Paul George is balling out of his mind, but it's just like, all right, then
playoff P.
Yeah, can you do this playoff P? Can you do this in the playoffs? That's what we need. And I don't know. It really, I think, because like
first round exit P. It still gets me.
I think what they need too is it really just depends on how the seeding goes.
Yeah,
because I feel like. Not to say that Lakers can't go back to the finals, but you know what I'm saying, you get a Denver round one, it's definitely different than a Denver round three.
I think Lakers are going to get probably a seventh or sixth seed.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
Say they get like an eighth seed.
Yeah.
Utah is not going to be easy. I think they'll probably be the favorite still, but Utah is not going to be easy.
I think the Nets aren't even going to make the finals. I think they're going to run into the Bucks, and I think the Bucks are going to fuck them up low key.
But I feel like the Bucks are like, to me, I feel like they're like the Cowboys or Michigan football team, like where they're like, oh, we're always supposed to be good, we're supposed to be good, and then it's like, we don't really do shit.
I think over time, Bledsoe's been really crafting, and I think I watched this YouTube video that they like those YouTubers that break it down, like when they're guarding. Kyrie Irving shoots 34%. On Eric Bledsoe as a total.
Damn.
Isn't that nuts? You take that out and then you put in the Kevin Durant factor. Giannis is going to guard him. Then you got Harden. But then they got what's his name guarding Middleton. Middleton's defense is
I would say it's better than Harden.
Yeah, but he can back it up on offense because he's just the shooter, Then you got the bigs down low. That's the difference, is it'll come down to the 4 and the 5.
I think the scariest thing is like, especially with offseason summer probably coming up, if Milwaukee could sign like just another star.
Yeah.
It got to be the biggest star. If they could sign another solid ass player, like a star, like player, that could maybe give him 20. Oh my god.
Yeah.
With Giannis.
If I'm gonna say this, if they could somehow get Kevin Love,
Yeah, that'd be good.
He's still in Cleveland, right?
Yeah. He's stuck
that
in
man
Cleveland.
has been chained to Cleveland. Like, bro, they're not letting this man go.
Yeah, he needs to get somewhere else. And also another thing too, I feel like your takes are kind of 2K related. I could tell a 2K player their takes.
Yeah, they're like 70% 2K. I'll be real, but yeah, I just want to see the Bucks like just destroy, because I think they're the only team. I mean, the Sixers, they're trying to figure it out over there. Like
they're like good, but they just get hurt.
And it usually happens around this time,
And for those of you who don't know, I'm a Boston Celtics fan, so usually I like to talk my shit. But lately, I'll be quiet. I've been quiet as fuck. We being smacked.
I was gonna say there's I was on Reddit. They were talking about trading Tatum to get like two, not all like superstars, but two like all stars, and building it around Kemba.
But Kemba,
How would you feel about that?
Kemba,
I feel like
Because then you would have Brown as well, and you can get pieces for Tatum, but Tatum is a different breed, you know.
that's what I'm saying.
I feel like Tatum
Kemba,
and Brown would both have to go.
Yeah,
but I would keep that. If anything, I would keep those two. Keep Marcus Smart because he's just a dog.
yeah.
And everybody else could kick rocks with no shoes. Because Kemba's nice, but he's just not Charlotte Kemba. Maybe it's because he was the only thing in Charlotte at the time. And he just couldn't do shit.
Yeah,
he's just not.
He was there on the
delivering.
Bobcats.
Like that.
Charlotte went to the Bobcats, bro.
That man went to Charlotte, got depressed.
They got the first win, and the whole city went crazy. It was on Sports Center, everything like that. I was like, damn.
I wonder what the NBA plans to do on these like smaller market teams. Because it's like, I'm not saying Sacramento don't deserve a team, but like DeAndre Fox on Sacramento. Like,
Yeah, he needs to get out of there.
really, like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. When I was saying
They're all in on Halliburton over there. They are. I mean, Cauley Stein too. He's starting to really come up as well. That team's just, they're relatively young, and I think that if they just had like not like a vet, but like a solid role player that could like come out, drop 20 every night, then they wouldn't need to worry. But yeah, that team just, they're not going to figure it out for a while. I think they just need to reset everything.
Yeah, Phoenix also could be a low key sleeper too.
Yeah, Chris Paul's been playing nice for
I didn't
a while.
think that would work as well as it did. I like Devin Booker and Chris Paul. I figured they would both want the ball in their hands. But
You know what I was
But
surprised
he's kind of there to kind of just like be like Devin Booker's, he's kind of there to make sure that he learns. So.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I think once in 2 years, the Lakers are going to be kind of dismembered. AD's going to stay there. LeBron might even call it quits. But I think OKC is going to be. They got all those picks, and I think OKC is going to be by far one of the better teams in the West for a while. Because everybody's like, oh, they picked up Harden, they picked up KD, they picked up Westbrook. No, they're going to keep like 3 of those picks. They got like 11 or 12 picks first round. Like they're going to trade them for like role players.
And that's
money don't last forever.
Yeah.
But not even that is like those picks they got. Like the NBA is different than the NFL. Like the lottery could fuck around and save them, and they could have like top 5 picks for the next 5 or 6 years, something stupid like that. So they could honestly save money if they don't want to buy no big ass free agent contract. Maybe they learned their lesson with like Russell and Paul. They could shape up to be really well.
Yeah.
The Knicks, I can't believe I'm saying this, might actually make the playoffs.
Hey, that all-star Julius Randle, come on now.
And then we got RJ Barrett still.
Yeah.
That sounds nasty.
That's our franchise. That's our corner piece.
Dude, yeah, RJ Barrett is nice. I do like.
You just
his
gotta
game.
build. He's one of those guys that you just gotta have somebody around him.
Yeah.
And Julius Randle complements that really well.
Yeah.
If the Knicks
Another
make the
team?
playoffs,
Hey, another team looking good in the East. I'm telling you, Miami is gradually starting to come back up.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler's injury kind of hurted them.
Ever
for a while.
since that, what's that guy that got traded and then released? The guy on the stream.
He got released.
Yeah, he got released. He got traded to OKC, then he got dropped.
Oh, what is his name?
But Miles Leonard. And then the Heat, they came out with some stupid Bleacher Report. They're like,
because he was already on like a expiring contract anyway. So they were like, let's just
fuck this guy.
hey, send him somewhere else.
You know what's crazy? I follow his wife on TikTok just to like see what the life is. You know, she's always like, life of an NBA wife. You know, like stupid shit like that. She literally goes, and I let Miles do his own thing, you know, and he's streaming right now. Literally, like 2 hours later, I see on my Twitter Miles Leonard trending, and I'm sitting there, and I'm at work. I'm like, holy shit, what did he do?
Because I definitely seen like her on my For You page before.
Yeah.
Nigga, I ain't checked since I kind of want to see one. Like that nigga messed up all the bags. That's crazy. But then also it's like it's such a specific word that he said too. So it's like, bro, you act like you really didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
Like, I had to look it up. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that was. And I read about it. I was like, man, that's crazy. Last topic. Tyler, with you in Lightroom, and then with Parker, you in like Premiere, what is some tips you could give to anyone trying to be a creator? And like tips you could give, like just anything at all. I'll try to think of some as well.
I don't know, like after you go on your shoot and then like you're doing the selection of like, because like after I go on my shoot, I always do like this thing where like I delete like all the missed shots and stuff like that, obviously, you know. And like once I get narrowed down, I'm into the editing process of, you know, Lightroom and stuff like that. I kind of just take my time, you know, just play with like, just like do some like shit that you don't really see in like my photos and stuff like that. Okay, let me go cold. You know, let me use colder colors. Let me, you know, grain it up a little bit. And I would just say, man, just take your time in whatever shit that you got going. As far as, you know, what looks good to you. It don't have to look good to anybody else. It don't have to make sense to anybody else. As long as you fuck with it, then you're all right, I guess.
Yeah.
What about you, Parker?
And you gotta believe that shit looks good too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've never seen somebody just be like, post like, damn, that shit was trash.
I think that you need to find stuff that you like, and just build on it. Speaking from personal experience, it's like, oh, that's cool. They put this glow filter on. You know, how do they do that? Oh, people are buying presets for it, but like, can I make my own? You know, like go on YouTube, figure it out for 2 hours. Bet that's what I'm going to put on all my videos now. You know, it's just like you get shit that you like, and then you find a routine with it, you know, and you just apply it to everything that you do. And like, it's good to venture out and try something new, but if you don't like it, you don't post it, you know, because like I know too many people that post stuff that they don't like, but they know that'll get the views or the likes, you know, but at the end of the day, do they like it? And if they don't, then what's the point? You know, you got to like your own shit, but like the only way to get there is build on shit that you like in that style. But the style will come. It's just like, I don't know. It takes fucking time. It took me 2 years. And I'm still going with it. Like, it's just like, but yeah.
Because people like to say, because you know how people be like, oh, he copying from such and such.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, bro, I've seen this before, bro. I've seen this shit before, man.
100%.
So, like, nobody really likes to trust anybody as far as, like, first, like, when they see their shit first, because they could always relate it to somebody else's.
Yeah. It's crazy because, like with that, it's like, oh, he took my style, you know, and I'll joke with people like, oh, hey, yo, bro, he took your style and like messing around. But sometimes they take that shit personal, but I'm like, dude, there's 60 people out in California doing the same exact thing. You aren't the first one.
Exactly.
You might be the only one here that does it, you know, but it's like, there's people all over the world, you know, and like, guarantee there's somebody out there that edits the style that I kind of do, you know, and like, But that's what it is. It's nowadays. It's how you differentiate. Different. I can't even say the word. Be different is you build on how it goes with your connections and you apply it in certain scenarios. So it's like you're an advertiser as well as a creative at the same time, because you got to think, okay, this is my next step. I'm not rushing to do this, but like what's playing something out in the future, because it'll come sooner than later. You know, but yeah, that's my view on it.
I would say for me, as far as tips, they actually gave great, like, actual tips. I was talking more like in the program and things of the nature. But
shit, you didn't specify.
My bad. I thought, but that's what I was meaning. But like, okay, so my tips are definitely add, ripple, delete. That's definitely a useful tool in Premiere that will help you out a lot. Make sure your audio is right. That's the hardest part for me. Is like I'm trying to make sure like my audio, my sound effects all kind of fit and flow. It's hard because it's definitely a numbers thing. It's actually more of an ear thing, I guess, because like you could put the right numbers, but then some sound effects are louder than others, and some are quieter, and it's like just kind of find that like creative thing is like necessarily that the type of sound that you want is not necessarily the type of sound effect you're going to get. So like you could also find that in different things too. Not to mention, kind of like what Parker said, like learn something, like try to. Even if you're like me, where you do gameplay videos of video games, like try to add something towards your edits every day. Like try to do something different. Like even if it's a little thing, like a smooth transition, even if it's something like a text thing, just try something, just to spice it up so way you can learn and obviously just to sharpen your skills so you just don't get, stagnant. Yeah. So it's nice too. Actually, I know I lied. I said that was the last topic, but like for the last topic, DMX, man, that shit hurt.
Yeah,
that shit hurt.
You know what's crazy is I think not to downplay his death, but when he was trending, the day before he died, in the back of my head, like I thought that's when he actually died, and I started talking to my boy Ryan on that trip to Ohio, and I was like, dude, do you think he died this day or the day after? He's like, oh, I think he died the day. I was like, dude, for some reason, I think he died that day, because like, if you think about all the royalties he has, and he probably doesn't even have a will. He's 50 years old, you know, they're probably trying to write the will like for that. And it's like, but like, it's crazy to me whenever a celebrity dies, you know, and like it impacts, or a musician dies, it impacts everybody differently. It's just like, I don't know. DMX was like my go-to. Like I have a wrestling meet. I gotta listen to some DMX to get me hyped. I got my jump rope, yada yada yada. You know, like I'm gonna listen to DMX. Like other people, it's like they know him. Like my mom didn't know until she watched that that Asian show. What is it? He was where he's watering the orchids.
Oh yeah,
on the boat. She didn't know. She's like, he died. I was like, yeah. And then I was like, Mom, that was your like era. Like he was popping. And she's like, I had no idea. I was like, you know, it's crazy, you know, but yeah, that's my.
Well, like even with that is like, I feel like his death was kind of handled in a weird way, because like everybody, like there was people saying like, oh, he died. There was people saying that's not true. He's still on life support. And then like, even like in lawyers' videos, like one minute he had a miscommunication with them. So he was saying that he's taking off life support. He's good. And then it's just like, it was kind of handled in a messy way. And like, I don't want to say that impacted me like Kobe, but it definitely fucked me up, because that was a point in time where DMX was my favorite artist. Like that's all I would listen to. Like I watched Cradle to the Grave. Like I was like, oh, this is a good movie. Now being older, I'm like, all right, this shit wasn't as great as I thought. But you know, being a little kid,
time, it was
it was a really good movie too. And like,
I think my favorite movie was probably it had to be Belly with him.
Oh yeah. That was a good movie too, bro. Because isn't that intro kind of crazy with the blue lights and stuff?
I just keep going back to that movie where the dude was outside eating a banana. He was like, I'm going to drop a dime. I'm going to drop a dime on the nigga.
And it's like, I feel like even DMX, he said it earlier in February in an interview on Drink Champs that he said he lived a good life. And I truly believe that. Yeah. I felt like he got hoed in a lot of shit. Probably got hoed musically, because I don't know if it's true. You know how like,
everybody forgets how far DMX range was. Like he was doing songs with Aaliyah.
That's true.
You know, like
But like what I was gonna say is I don't know if it's true, but I saw something that he didn't own his masters, and then like Jay-Z and Beyonce were trying to buy it
Because they were trying to put it on title with it at the same time when they first came out with it.
And then
It's
if
crazy.
they can buy it now,
That's how it lasted a year.
Yeah.
It was like,
but hey, it did its job.
It banked on
paid
life
the
of Pablo.
artists. And then, like, once they got their money and they sold it and they got everybody who owned a piece of title into it bread, hey, I'm not mad at that at all. And, like, hopefully he does get those masters so he could give it to his kids. I think DMX they said 17, too. I was like, God, that nigga's fucking. But, yeah, hopefully he gets what he's owed and hopefully he has a good rest. Because that story is, too, like, him smoking weed and, like, someone laced it with crack. It's so sad.
Yeah.
I'm just like, bro, your first time? Like, bro, I honestly beat that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, man, my first time doing that, and you going, that shit's sad. So RIP DMX, man, that shit hurts. Hopefully we don't get, knock on wood, of course, but hopefully we don't get no more celebrity deaths like that to affect us. Because 2020 to 2021 has kind of been shitty, but not our guest. Parker, you've been a phenomenal guest. This
Appreciate
is
you
your
guys
time.
having me.
Anytime, bro. Anytime you want to hop on. This is your time, your moment to speak to the TBH listeners. Anything you want to promote, anything you want to shout out.
Get your accolades out.
You know what I'm saying? If you got a sponsor, because I know you rich, you in that bag.
I'll be the first one. I don't think I'm gonna promote my shit. I think I'm just gonna chill and just do my thing. I appreciate it though. I just
want to make sure you
been laying low. It's
Okay.
just if you want to find me, just click on this link. I guess somehow, some way. So.
If you find them, you find them. If you don't, you don't, I guess. But I'm not going to be held responsible to the same thing. If Parker put out some dope shit and I want to promote it, I might, but he's not me. Tyler, anything you want to say in your closing statement?
Just make sure your mental health is aligned with anything that you do in this world, and make sure that, you treat people accordingly, disrespect, fuck them,
Yeah.
and, respect, be there for them.
I feel it. My closing statement is like get your mind, body, and spirit right. Definitely gonna try to get my body right. Start hitting this gym 'cause I'm tired of being fat. And I'm being honest with you. I got a few homies that I'm probably gonna give them a first and only birthday shout out. That's because I got to pay some bills this week, so they might not get no cash from me. But birthday shout out to the boy Danny, my homie Ghost, Kara. I think Andrea's birthday is this week too. So shout out to all y'all.
Everybody's fucking birthday.
And then Brian, isn't Brian's birthday coming up?
Literally, Mike's.
Yeah, and somebody else too, right? Galvin, shout out to all of them too. Happy early, late birthday, whenever your birthday is. I ain't got money right now,
About to be cutting it up.
so I'll pay y'all when I pay y'all. But love you guys. Till next time, bye.